You don't call me. I work as an emergency dispatcher and 911 operator. The other night we got a call about a pickup truck parked at a tire store, loading tires in the back. Deputies responded and found that, yes, a theft had obviously occurred and asked if I would call the owner to see if he wanted to come out and file a report. The owner was obviously annoyed with the 1:30 a.m. phone call, as people tend to be. But once I explain the circumstances, they tend to react appreciatively. But as I began, this is county communications. We have deputies out at your, he snarled. You don't call me at this time of the dang morning. And hung up. Well. He obviously didn't care that much, then, did he? Shrug. I radioed the deputies. Made contact with the owner and he advised we do not call him at this time of morning. County, did you add that to the notes? 10-4. I did. Show us clear, then. A few days later, my supervisor told me the owner, after filing a report the next day for the stolen tires, complained that we should have contacted him when it happened. The complaint made it down to my supervisor, who kicked the notes and a recording of the 45-second phone call back up the chain. The owner was basically told where he could shove his complaint. Now to the comments. I work for a fire alarm company. There have been times when a customer is angry that nobody called them to notify them about an issue with their system. Our central station has all calls recorded. I love to conference my phone with my computer and play them the call recording of them receiving the call as they complain they were never contacted. There have been times when they've literally received a call daily for the past 2 months and still attempt to claim they had no idea there was an issue. After proving this to them, they're often still angry at me for their failure to take action on a problem. Funny how that works. I don't care how obvious you make it. I will never take responsibility for my own actions. A lot of people. I just watched a boat plow through another one and the guy is pleading not guilty. People suck. Shame too, the first 4 to 8 hours of a tire theft are the most important. Can confirm. I worked at a tire shop for 7 years. The only time we ever found stolen goods was if we caught it early from a report. After 8 hours the tires could be anywhere and without specific markings there is no possible way to track them. Black, round, 215 mm. How hard can it be to find something with such a clear description? The true malicious compliance would have been to wait a minute and call him again. Because that would be a different time to call him at. Repeat as needed. Every second is a different time. Call back immediately for ultimate lulls. For truly malicious compliance you want to wait like 5 minutes so that he has time to snuggle back up in bed. Pull the covers tight, get comfortable and cozy, and then slowly drift to the verge of deep sleep when suddenly ring ring ring. As a fellow 911 dispatcher, love this. However, my agency probably still would have disciplined us because we didn't call the owner back and made the situation very clear before they hung up a second time. Ring ring, I thought I'd done told you, you've been robbed, which? You said which though? 42 comments and nobody has said it. He didn't want you calling him at that hour of the morning. Because he was tired. Gotta tread lightly on these really good puns. I don't know, I think this dread is getting traction. I work for an AMR call center. When someone gets dispatched, but the person says they don't want a ride, no matter the reason, we're not supposed to give them a new ride. That's called denying transportation, and it's a reason for not getting another ride. I love when people tell me, hey, this person showed up too early, I don't want to go to the hospital before 0630 and it's 0540. I need a new ride later so I'm not so early. I like to tell them that we can't give you a ride, you denied transportation, please find another way there, hang up. Because people are asshats. or. And this is the most important one. They treat the ambulance like it's a taxi. They have a 7:15 appointment, and if they took an ambulance at 5:40 they would have to sit in the waiting room for an hour. How dare they make me wait? The truth is, if EMS started charging double for taxi runs where there isn't any cause, reason, or medical aid rendered, billed directly to the patient, many large services could cut their workforce a significant amount. I've seen this on more than one occasion, from both the dispatch center and the ambulance side, and I just fix the dang things. As a 911 dispatcher myself, I always get nervous calling people during the wee hours. But my favorite call to make is the one asking the registered owner if they know where their car is, and asking them to check the garage if they respond that it's parked there. OP replied, "I got to do that once. It's in the driveway." Well, sir, it was just in a high-speed chase. Could you go check your driveway? Yeah. Son of a witch. We'll have an officer come out and take a report. Luckily, the thief ran out of gas instead of wrecking it, so the guy got his car back. Is it standard for emergency dispatch to use a relatively benign-sounding name like county communications when making a call like this? Yes. We identify ourselves and then carry on with the point of the call. I think he means as opposed to saying this is the county police department or a heavier title. TBH, if I received a call at 1:30 a.m. saying this is Johnson County Communications. Used to live there. I would have assumed it was a telemarketer. Fellow 911 operator here, this stuff happens all the time, but it's especially awkward for us since we can't tell the person why we need them to show up, because of a stupid policy. All the time, this happens. Someone gets arrested for DUI and the following ensues: radio, call phone number and see if they can pick up the vehicle. 10-4. Ring hello, who is this? Mr. Smith? This is X County Dispatch. Your wife was involved in an incident and we need you to pick up her vehicle. Oh my God. What happened? Is she hurt? I can't tell you any details. Will you be able to pick up the vehicle? Shit drives me crazy. If it was them calling me, I'd be pissed if I didn't know if my loved one was hurt or killed. That's kinda crazy. Is it just that you're not allowed to discuss any details of a case over the phone, or what? Yep. Can't discuss any details. I only confirm that I called the right person, and find out if they can pick up the vehicle at the location. When Brezhnev died, my college roommate woke me up in the middle of the night to tell me and we had a discussion about it. So, he said. Went back to sleep and had no idea about Brezhnev's death the next day. Had to be told again. Sometimes we aren't awake when we're awake. Perhaps he just heard this is county communications and thought you were a wireless provider pitching him on a new cell phone contract. That's a pretty vague name to identify yourself with. Yep. Communications in any org name automatically means to me that it's a telecom or media company. Especially because I used to work for a telecom-related company that had communications in its name. County, dispatch, police, sheriff, or emergency services are definitely going to get my attention, even from a dead sleep. Not that OP has any control over this, nor does it fully excuse the owner's behavior. But I'd have a hard time keeping my composure if I thought I was woken at that hour to field a solicitation call. Yeah, but the word deputies would jolt me into a level of panic. If I am hearing the word deputies in the middle of the night, who died, I'm not likely to hang up on them. You have to tread lightly when waking up someone that tired. They might blow up under all that pressure, or even blow a valve, stemming from the theft. To be fair, the amount of spam calls people get these days is insane. I'm on call 50% of the year. On some nights I take one call, on other nights I take 20. I treat every call as a possible medical emergency call out and am always respectful. Thankfully most of the duckers are automated. Sometimes they aren't, and I would never respond the way this guy did at this point in my life. 10 years ago, I absolutely let my emotions show when I felt it was allowed. I've learnt it's only necessary in emergencies now, and it's not an emergency when I'm woken from my sleep at 1 o'clock, 1:10, 1.15, 1:20 ad nauseum until 4 o'clock. It's my job and I must respond professionally. This guy is either immature or an asshole. I'm definitely thinking it's asshole.